Let's talk about ingredient quality. So when we have our major groupings of foods, so our muscle meats, our organ meats, vegetables and fruits, and then our additional ingredients. Let's talk about meats first. Um, we have gone the route of feeding our dogs full 100% grass-fed beef that we certify as grass-fed, that we purchase directly from ranches that have independent certifications. The reason we have gone this route is we've done a lot of research, not just for our own health, but our dogs, into meat quality. And we're just finding that if you want to get the best quality food for yourself and your dogs, you really want to stick with grass-fed. Now, grass-fed is harder to get for a lot of different reasons. Number one is that 94% of the beef made in the U.S. is grain-fed in feedlots. The rest is grass-fed. So typically, what you're going to find in your grocery store, even in your higher-end grocery stores or health food stores, that's all going to be grain-fed. There may be some grass-fed, but it's a combination. A lot of it will be feedlot beef. And all the research is very clear that grass-fed is much healthier. It produces a much leaner beef, and you want to feed lean beefs to your dogs. You also want to be eating lean beefs yourself. But a lot of research has been put together to suggest also that grass-fed is much healthier, certainly on the cow. That's what they're designed to do. Much healthier in our rangelands because it helps keep our rangelands healthy, which in a roundabout way then also pulls more carbon out of the atmosphere. So when you think about it, to help create a nice holistic healthy ecosystem between us consuming cows living off the land and consuming rangeland, and rangeland pulling carbon out of the atmosphere, we actually need more grass-fed beef, not traditional beef, which is grain-fed and feedlot based. I've got additional information with our action guides that you can download that's below this video, but we highly recommend, even though it's more expensive, that you look to getting grass-fed, that you look directly to get them from ranches in your local area. And we do have more information about how you can find that in a later video. Okay, our fruits and vegetables. We have also gone the direction of doing all organic for fruits and vegetables versus conventional. The primary reason is that in the mid-1990s, when GMOs were first introduced, there certainly isn't any long-term studies yet done on the health effects or not of GMO itself, but it's very clear that since GMOs have been introduced, and they're primarily introduced so that farmers could spray much pesticides as they want to control weeds, but it wouldn't affect the actual crop itself. So since they've been introduced, our pesticide use has absolutely skyrocketed, and one of the main ingredients in pesticide is called glyphosate. And we now know for a fact that the glyphosate, at least in humans, alters our gut bacteria negatively. So there have been no studies to suggest that it's also the same in dogs, but like us, dogs have guts. They have bacteria, beneficial bacteria, so you probably can safely assume that eating any kind of conventional fruit or vegetable with pesticides may also affect your dog's gut in the same way that it might affect your gut. So primarily for that reason, because the studies are not very clear, we've actually gone the route of just doing pure organics. And also we're finding out so much more and more that the rise of a lot of our neurological diseases, particularly in humans, whether it's autism, Alzheimer's, any other kind of neurological diseases, they're starting to link some of that to, in the mid-1990s when we started to see all that skyrocketing, some of that could also be linked to the use of pesticides and the increase in pesticides in our fruits and vegetables. So even though it's more expensive, if your budget can afford it, we highly recommend that you do organic. We purchase a lot from our local grocer that does pure organics, but we're also growing a lot of our own vegetables, in particular, year-round. So we're starting to get more and more of that just from our own growing. Okay, and finally, so the additional ingredients, again, we've gone all organics on that. That's our decision, so if you can budget that, we recommend that for all the reasons I've listed. Try and pick organic. Also, as much as you can is when you buy these products, try and limit use of plastic. So if you buy your additional ingredients in glassware, that's the best. And if you happen to, get any other fruits or vegetables that are packaged, most of them are packaged, if we do find in our fruit and vegetable section, some vegetables are packaged in plastic. Sometimes we don't have a choice. That's what we do, but if you can avoid plastic as much as possible, we would recommend that.